everyone, my name is Ashley Jolly. Welcome to day 2 of the 7-day stretch series. Today we will be doing a nice relaxing stretch, so go ahead and put on some relaxing music or you can just listen to this video here. We will get right into it. Before you get into a deep stretch like this, you do want to warm up your muscles, so make sure that you have warmed up. You can always watch the video before this to warm up. But we don't ever want to stretch cold muscles, so do make sure you do a warm up first. We're going to start in a butterfly. Bottoms of the feet come together. If this feels too deep of a stretch already, go ahead and cross one ankle in front of the other. We'll sit up nice and tall, collarbone wide. Let's close our eyes for a moment. Hands can come to the knees. Open your chest up even more without arching your spine. Let's take a big breath in. Long breath out. Another breath in. And breath out. You can open up your eyes. Let's keep hands on the knees, focusing on our rib cage. Another breath in, arch your spine, lift the chin slightly. Exhale, curl your spine. Look down toward your belly button. Big inhale. And exhale. We'll take 2 more. You should be able to really hear yourself breathing. Don't be afraid to make noise as you're breathing. One more big breath in. Breath out. Find your neutral spine. We're back up nice and tall. Let's go into some rib isolations. I actually recommend doing this anyway. If you're someone who has a hard time isolating your rib cage, this really focuses in on that. So hands stay on the knees. You're gonna bring your ribs over to the left, forward, to the right, to the back. You're gonna lift your chest as you come forward. Drop your chin as you go to the back. Big breath in and breath out. Breath in, breath out. Let's reverse that. So we go over to the right, breath in, breath out. You can let your shoulders get into it a little bit too. This is all meant to feel good, so whatever feels good for your body. And back to your neutral spine. From here, let's cup our feet with our hands. Let's flutter the knees up and down while keeping the chest tall, abdominals engaged. We're warming up the hips a little bit more. Now really grab onto your feet, press your feet into your hands, press your knees into the floor. We're gonna hold here. And relax. Let's reach our arms forward, hinge forward at the hips. Let your head drop down. Let's walk our hands over toward our left knee. And over to our right knee. Back to center. And roll it up nice and slow. Let's separate the heels. Bring the feet out in front of us. Hands come behind us. Going into some windshield wiper knees or some 90-90s. We're bringing our knees over to one direction, then over to the other. There are different levels that you can take this at. Hands can always stay down on the floor. We want to think of keeping our chest lifted. If you want to get a little deeper into that, hands can come off of the floor. Again, keeping chest lifted. And then adding a little bit of rotation as you drop your front knee down. Let's head back over to our right knee. We're gonna go right into a pigeon from here. So this back leg is going to lengthen toward the back of the mat. From here, option to drop your elbows down onto the floor. let's back up. Take a stretch here through the chest. Let's come through center. Lengthen your right leg toward the back of your mat. And option to drop onto your elbows. Back up onto the palms, another big stretch here. Let's bring this knee in. Let's come onto our knees from here, coming to an all fours position, shoulders stacked over the wrists. In our warm-up, we did a cat-cow. We're gonna do something that I've heard called a disco cat, which I really like the name of that. So let's take a couple cat-cows just to warm up our spine. So big arch and curl. Arch and curl. And if you have hypermobility like I do, just try to keep a little bit of a soft bend in the elbow. I always notice that I lock out into my joints. Okay, so that same idea of arching and curling the spine, but now we're gonna add the ribs, the hips, and the head into it. So rather than just going up and down, we're gonna drop the chin to the chest, hips go in the opposite direction, and you sink back on the heels a little bit as you curl your spine. This should feel pretty good, and you're just intuitively moving to your body. So even if it feels awkward, find a rhythm and range of motion that works for you. Let's reverse that direction. I always find it trickier to go this direction, so you'll probably favor one side too. Let's come back up. Sit back in a child's pose for a moment. Take a breath or two here. Really reach your fingertips forward. When you're breathing, see if you can breathe the front of your ribs in towards your thighs. So we're feeling our rib cage expand. Breathing is a really good tool as you stretch, so trying to focus on your breath is really helpful. Yeah, let's come out of this. Let's bring our right foot forward. So we're thinking of stepping it in between the hands. And we're having our knee stacked over the ankle. We're dropping left hip down toward the ground, so you should feel a stretch in your left hip flexor. Let's keep the chest up tall for a moment. Hands can always come down to the mat if you need it. Now both hands come down to the mat. Let's rock our booty back toward the left heel. Flex your right foot. You're straightening the leg, but don't sit all the way back onto the left foot. Now rock your weight forward. Again, don't let the knee go past the toes. We're just sinking the left hip down toward your mat, and then send your hips back again, straight leg. If you need assistance, blocks underneath the hands can help you. Let's do a couple more like this, just rocking back and forth. You should feel that stretch in your hamstring as you're lengthening back, hip flexor as you bring it forward. This time, let's sit all the way back and hold. You're sitting on your left foot. Right leg is straight with your right toes flexed. Hinge forward at the hips. Reach for the foot if you can. And again, your breath is going to help you with this, so breathing into this stretch. Let's bring it forward one more time. If you want to increase the stretch a little bit, you're going to toe heel, your foot open toward the edge of your mat, knee will open just a little bit. Hands will come to the inside of that foot. Keep dropping your left hip down to the mat though. So we're going into kind of a lizard stretch here. So we can always drop down onto the elbows. Back up onto the palms, toe heel your foot center. And we'll switch sides. So right foot will step back, left foot comes forward. Let's rock it back and forth before we hold any stretches. And breathing as you move. We forget about how important breathing is. That's my Pilates side coming out because I am also a Pilates instructor. So I'm going to harp on everyone about breath. Sit all the way back onto your right heel. Left leg is extended, left toes flexed, fold forward. Let's bring it forward one more time. Going into that same stretch, so you can just stay here if this feels comfortable for you, or toe heel your foot open toward the outer edge of your mat. Open up your knees slightly. So right hip stays dropping down toward the mat. Maybe we lower down onto the forearms. Let's come back up onto the palms, toe heel your foot back to center, and tuck that knee under. All right, last thing we're going to do, we're almost done here. We're gonna go into a really nice shoulder stretch that feels so good to me. We're gonna come back into that child's pose type stance. So go ahead and widen your knees a little bit. Let's drop our hands down to the mat. So from your child's pose, you're gonna bring your elbows into your mat, interlace your fingers, and then cradle the back of your head. We're almost going into like a puppy pose for this. So you're dropping your chest down toward the ground. I'm dropping my chin onto my mat and just pressing my shoulder blades together. It's very hard to talk from this position here, but you kind of get the idea here. You can rock a little bit side to side, forward and back. I really like this stretch. If this is too much on the shoulders, just go back to your child's pose. We're gonna hold here for one more breath. Release your fingertips, palms back down to your mat. Let's rock it back onto the heels, roll up one vertebrae at a time. Let's finish off by bringing knees together. Reach arms up toward the ceiling. Arms push away from each other. And we are all done. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this stretch and stay tuned for day 3.